One of the problems you might come across when you're creating any form of report or dashboard is that sometimes people would like to see a trend chart or something like that, and some people want to be able to see a table or see both. And the way around that is normally you would create either just a page which shows you the chart and the actual table, or have two pages, one that has the tables and one that has the chart. But if you wanted to be able to simply just make it so they can toggle between the two, well, I'm going to show you how you can do just that in Power BI. So let's jump over to my Power BI desktop. So here's an example of what it would look like if you just had to do a table and a chart together on one page. But you didn't want that. What you wanted to actually do is be able to switch between the two, where you got 4 charts like this, and then it can switch to then 4 tables like this. So you can see them on the same page. It's just toggling back and forth. And how you do this is by using bookmarks. And the good thing is there was a nice little update that was done a little while ago where it's a lot easier to deal with bookmarks, and you can also create a navigator, which is just a worded version which has little buttons which you can actually just put in. So wherever you call your bookmark, you can use that as your toggle button. So what you want to do is head over to view, and then over in view you'll see bookmarks and selection. If you select both of those, these will then pop up here. And as you can see, this is the selection and this is the bookmark. What you need the selection for is this will allow you to hide different parts of your actual visualizations, because you can see here we're hiding them like that. But what we want to be able to do is be able to stick all these together. So if we head over to our sales trend, and if we just get rid of these for now, just delete them, and then if we just copy over the tables and then we copy over the charts, we now have both the tables and the charts together. But as you can see, we now have it so you got the chart over the top of the table. The chart doesn't have a background, so you can see the table behind it. So we don't want to be able to use it as that view. And then the way to do this is if we say we wanted to just hide the charts, we do that, and then there you go, you suddenly got the charts to go. But then you don't want to keep sitting there and clicking back and forth, and people won't know to do that, especially if you publish it. So how you actually set so you can change what these are is you go up to your bookmarks and you can just do add. So I'm just going to just add 2 for now, and we're just going to call one chart and the other one we're going to call table. And these are your 2 sets of bookmarks that we're going to be using to toggle between the charts and the table. First thing you want to do before you actually start building out what you need and the visuals and hiding and all this kind of stuff is that when you set this up, it defaults with all visuals. And what that means is whatever you have set here, so say with a slicer here, if I was to just go, let's select all these charts, so you can select them like that, and also you can select everything from here, and then you can press hold down shift and then you highlight all. We can see we've got all these selected. If we then selected all of these, because what we want to actually do is just select them, we can do update, and then if we go to chart and we do the complete opposite, and then we go to unselect and then hide them ones, and then if we just highlight these again and then we do chart and then we select these 3 little dots here and then we do update, and it updates it. So when we toggle back and forth, so if we click on table, we see the tables and then we see the chart. It's great. But because I've done that without changing the thing where it says here all visuals and done just selected visuals, if I was to then change, let's say the filter to September, I do that, then I go to chart and look, goes back to December. I go there, change another one, this got away to April, and then if I click on chart, it then goes December again and December. And it's because it's affecting the slices. So if you wanted the slices to stay the same, or anything else you've actually got on your dashboard or actually got on your page view, then what you have to do with every single one, and it's best to do it at the start, is go to selected visuals, and then that way when we go to this one and then we do update, and then if we click on chart and then we just select these again and we do that update, now if we change this, say September, we can now go to table, and as you can see September is no longer changing and it's keeping it in place. And then we can change again, let's go back, let's go November, and then you can see everything moves to November, and then we can go to chart and it's the starting point. November. So that's great if you want to be able to just click back and forth from that, and it's just a view that you want to have. And what you want to be able to do is have people interact with it on this particular page. And like I said, there's a nice little navigation button thing that you can add now. So all you can do is just go to insert, and then under here you have buttons, and then down here you have navigator, and you've got page navigator, which basically picks up all the page names down here, or bookmark navigator. If we add bookmark navigator, we suddenly get the 2 names of the bookmark. And just to prove that whenever you add one, it adds one there. So you can just keep keep adding them and it would keep giving you more of the bookmark names. And then you can hide them if you need to, or change the layout and how everything looks. So let's just get rid of these for now. And these are the main ones which we got. And if we click on chart, nothing happens because we're in desktop. So what we want to do is hold down control. If we click on chart, we can see it changes. And we click on table, you change it. And then all you have to do is just go here, and then if we just move this down and then go here, and then we've just got our nice little buttons that we can click back and forth on, which is great. And to make your life easier, depending how much you're building out with these particular ones, now we have this bookmark navigator that will just change no matter what, and you click back and forth. And then if you wanted to, in the visuals, you've got the options to go with style, and then what you got is default. At the moment its coloring is that, and then you can fill. So then if we wanted to change that to maybe a light blue, then we can see light blue. And then font color, let's make that a dark blue. And then for hover, let's make that a dark blue with a white font. And then if we hover over it, see, so you can really tailor how you want it to look. But the one thing you want to also do whenever you're doing anything with bookmarks, navigation, anything like that, is a good idea if you're going to be hiding stuff and switching back and forth. What you want to be able to do is group stuff. So in essence, these are hidden, so that's a group, and these will be the charts in this case. So if we group that and call it chart, and then if we come down to here and then we go there, and then we right click group, and then we call this one table, we can now move those into there. And now this is what it's showing. If we click on that and then update table, and if we click on chart, you can see they're already hidden because that was kept from before. So now we want to click on there and go chart, do update. And now because you only got the two that you have to select, what we have to do is just select those two instead of all four of each section, so all 8 there. And now when you click back and forth, it does the same, but you can see this changes as well. When you're clicking on that, you can see that changes, and we now have our little buttons that you can use as your toggles. But it's text. To say if you didn't want to have text and you wanted a nice sort of UI feel where you're going to have like your little icons and you can click on them and then it hover over it and it changes color and all that kind of stuff, well, what you can do is if you head over to flaticon.com, you can just search for a bunch of icons. And in this case, what I've already got here is an icon that looks like a trend chart, and then an icon that looks like a table. And then all you have to do is once you find the one you like, and also you can select on different formats of how you want them to look. As you can see here, we got this one, which is more of a layout, but in the example that I'm going to be showing here, I use this one. And then all you have to do is just click on the edit icon. And then within here, you can change the colors. So you can see when you hover over, you then get a different sort of color. So this is showing you the sort of shadowing that's happening on the side. And then this is for the lines in the table, and this for the header, so on and so forth. And all you have to do is just go in, you can just change the color and see it all changes as to sort of this make white or something like that. And then you also have the option to play around with the scaling, so you can make it smaller, larger, whatever you want to do, flip it if you want to, rotate it, move it to the left, move it to the right. But what I like to do is set a box at the background, and then you can sort of just change the color of it that way. And then that way you can then create something that looks like this. And then all you have to do is just click on download and then go to PNG and then pick the largest size and then click on free download. As you can see here, when you go to the free download, it does ask for you to attribute to the author. And that's all that means is that all you have to do is just add a link. If you're ever going to be using this, and basically for me, I'm going to be using the link so you can actually go to these particular icons that I've used here in the description below, and that will give you the same link that will get you to there. So you are showing support to the person who actually created this, because if you had to try and do this yourself, you have to play around and do the whole thing. Someone's already done it for you. So make sure if you're ever going to be using it is always attribute to the author who has created this particular one. And then once you save that one, you can then do the line chart. And again, it's just the same process. You just go through, do all the different bits. And then I've done one here that is for that type of look. And then I've also made one that's a lighter version, which then gives you what would be your unselected. So this would be your selected because it's more prominent. And then you do one that suits you for a unselected. But when you hover over the unselected, it will then give you this look. So if we come back and if we now now just get rid of this for now. Just delete. And now all you need to do is head over to insert again. And then under here, you have button. And if you go all the way down to blank, we can just click on that one. We now get this little box. And then all you have to do is just click on that little box. And then down here, you'll see two options. One's called style, one's called action. If you click on action, action is what lets you set what is your bookmark. So down here where it says type, you can come all the way down to here where it says bookmark, and then your bookmark is here. Let's do this one chart for now. So we're going to go use this to click on the chart. So at the moment it doesn't work. If I click on that, then you can see it changes. But we want those icons. So to get the icons, we go to style, and then if we just close down text for now, because what we want is icon. And you also notice here we have is apply settings to, and what that does, that allows you to apply whatever you want to use as your icon to different states of when you're on. So at the moment we are on chart. We want the chart to be selected, so we want default to be selected, and also hover to be selected. So we want that to be the one that has the dark blue background. Then all you do is head over to where it says icon type, and then down here you see custom, and then that gives you an option to browse. And then what you need to do is just browse to your icon that is going to be your selected icon. See, now we actually have this icon in here. We can then just make this slightly bigger. There we go. And then if we just move it side, and then let's just bring it in, and then let's keep it, let's keep it about that size. And now we have this set here. We can go back to start again. Click on there. Now nothing's happening when you do hover, so because there's nothing in hover, and it won't change because at the moment it still says chart selected. It's not going to be any different because it's going to be the same everything. And then what we can do is then if we just do that, stick it there, and then on default we now want to select the table version. So we remove it, and now we're doing the table version that doesn't have the blue background. We just got like a light blue background with the table on it. But at the moment you hover over it, nothing happens. What we do is just click on it, go back to here, and then where it says on hover, go to here, and you see picking up default, we want to do selected version, and now we have that version. When we hover over, we now get the table. But the one thing we don't have is the action. So if we go to chart and then go to table, we now can use this and then toggle to the table. That's great. We now have that. But one problem is we go to table and it stays the same. So how do we get around that? Well, now we have these actually set. What we want to do is give these a name. So if we call this one, we know it's chart. So we call this chart selected button, and then we call this one table select, or table unselected button even. Table unselected button. Go. Oh, already got button in there. Don't do it twice. So now you got those. We now want to copy them. So if we go control copy paste, and then we know this one, the chart. So if we go chart unselected, and then we've got table, and then copy that one, and then we call that one select. There we go. And all we want to do is just move them over so they're on top of each other like we did with the chart. Yeah, that looks about right. And now we've got these in here. We want to then do, if that's table selected, we want to come back. I just want to check it's got table on it. It does. And then we come back here, and it says on hover, it's got selected, but we also want anything that's selected default needs to be selected. So we add in the selected one. So now we got there. So now we need to switch this one around, because now default, we want that to be the unselected, so the default saved version. So now we can just load that one up, and now we have one which is there. But now because that is now the default, we have to come back and then select for on hover, move that, and then do selected, and we now have our one set here. And now if we click on that, it now changes, but it's still set like this, and it's because we haven't updated the information here. Now the good thing is, because we've now done these groups, we don't have to do the update. We can just drop these in for what they are. So at the moment we know table selected needs to go here, and we want chart unselected. Yep, that one and that one. Then that one's for the table, and then that one for the chart. If we put that in there, we now have our ones up to date. So click on this, you can see changes. Go like there, and it updates. Annoyingly, it hasn't kept the selected bits here. So you can see there's a line underneath. So what we need to do is for the chart is if we go up here, we know chart needs to have table hidden. So if we click on that and that, go update, and then for table, that's already doing what we want it to do. See, it's already hiding it, so that's working fine. It's just the chart one. And now if we click on it, we don't have that bit that's hidden or was showing before, because now it's actually clicking it off and actually making it invisible, because the group is the one that is hidden. There we go. We can now click back and forth with these views, these great little toggle buttons that you can just hover over, and you get the two sets of charts and tables all on one page. So if you want to know how I actually created both of these charts and tables, where you can see the rolling last 12 months whenever you change a month, and then gives you all this different variants as well, and the previous 12 months, well, check out this video over here where I show you how to do exactly that. And as always, until next time.